252 million years ago, the Earth was suffocating. Across what is now Siberia, millions of cubic kilometers of magma spilled to the surface, filling the sky with ash and greenhouse gases. In this brutal environment, survival required extreme adaptation. Plant eaters couldn't outrun the collapsing ecosystem, so they evolved to outlast the predators that hunted them. They became walking fortresses. This is the skeleton of Scutosaurus. It weighed a ton and was covered in a dense, interlocking mosaic of bone plates called osteoderms. The standard reptilian predators of the era were equipped with simple, peg-like teeth. If they tried to bite down on a mature Scutosaurus, they would likely shatter their own jaws against the heavy plating. To take down a 1-ton armored tank, brute force was no longer enough. The ecosystem required a highly specialized armor-bypassing biological weapon. Inostrancevia was that weapon. Weighing up to 700 kilograms and stretching over 10 feet, it was a predator built on an entirely new scale. While it possesses a reptilian profile, this is a synapsid, part of the Gorgonopsian lineage. This makes the creature a stem mammal, an ancient and distant cousin to our own evolutionary lineage. It possessed an anatomical innovation never before seen on Earth, a pair of 15-centimeter canine teeth used for shearing flesh. Inostrancevia combined the raw bulk of a reptile with the high-performance upgrades and specialized dentition that would later define the mammalian line. A heavy, thick-boned animal typically moves sluggishly, so how did a creature the size of a grizzly bear physically catch its targets without exhausting itself? Its skeleton shows a locomotion system divided between two distinct evolutionary blueprints. The front legs sprawled outward, providing a wide base and massive lateral stability. This allowed it to wrestle and pin down massive, struggling herbivores without being flipped over. But the rear legs were tucked vertically beneath the hips, acting like pendulums. This allowed the legs to swing straight forward and backward, generating direct, efficient forward momentum. We also know from microscopic analysis that its skeleton contains fibrolamellar bone. This highly vascularized tissue is a hallmark of rapid growth and elevated metabolic rates, pointing to a warm-blooded metabolism. By combining the grappling power of a reptile with the upright propulsion and hot-running engine of a mammal, it became an explosive sprinter, capable of closing the gap before its armored prey could react. Catching a Scutosaurus was only the first problem. The next was delivering a fatal bite without snapping those long sabers against thick bone. To clear those massive teeth, the jaw required an extraordinary hinge configuration. The articular and quadrate bones allowed the lower jaw to drop an astonishing 90 degrees without dislocating. When the mouth snapped shut, the upper and lower canines interlocked. Instead of a bone-crushing impact, this created a precise scissor-like cutting motion. This points to a hit-and-run strategy. Inostrancevia would target the exposed, soft tissue around the neck or flanks, slice through the flesh, and immediately retreat to a safe distance. This jaw configuration functioned as a counter to the heavy plating, killing via blood loss rather than trying to crush the armor directly. For millions of years, this combination of size, speed, and precision made Inostrancevia the apex predator of Pangaea. But the Siberian traps rarely stopped erupting. Over hundreds of thousands of years, the continuous release of volcanic gases poisoned the atmosphere, leading to extreme warming, acid rain, and severe desertification. The landscape dried up. As the plant life withered away, the giant herbivores like Scutosaurus slowly starved, triggering a bottom-up collapse of the food web. A massive body and high metabolism engine require constant, high-calorie fuel, a resource that had effectively vanished in the late Permian. The Permian Triassic extinction event ultimately erased the Gorgonopsians, along with 90% of all species on Earth. But the biological mechanics they pioneered survived. The core components of the Gorgonopsian bow plan, upright posture, warm blood, and saber teeth, would reappear millions of years later in mammals that inherited Earth.